GPT-4 has been unleashed.
OpenAI released GPT-4 yesterday, and I stand here in awe of its littiness. It's by far the most savage generative text model I've ever spoken to. I'm literally shaking right now because I'm afraid I just became obsolete, but more on that later. It's the successor to the ChatGPT 3.5 model that powers ChatGPT, but has a few new features that change everything. Here are 7 things you need to know right now. First, GPT-4 stands for Generative Pre-trained Transformer, with the 4 representing the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse. It's currently available to try out today if you're a ChatGPT Pro member, but API access...
I should really do this. I feel like I am vastly underutilizing AI to make content. I need to do this. I'm being so lazy.
Big clients are already using it in production, like Microsoft Bing Chat, Duolingo for language learning, and at big banks to help them not collapse. The second thing to know is that GPT-4 is smarter, which is described in detail in this paper. Like it passed the bar exam in the top 10%, unlike GPT-3, which was in the bottom. Them not collapse. The second thing to know is that GPT-4 is smarter, which is described in detail in this paper. Like it passed the bar exam in the top 10%.
Oh, wow. So the green is the improvement. Holy fuck. And these are all the different tests. AP Calculus. What's this here? AP English Literature. AP Statistics. Law SAT. Biology. Holy fuck. SAT. Oh, wow. That's impressive.
Like GPT-3, which was in the bottom 10%. That's great news for humanity because it's thinking like Shakespeare, let's kill all the lawyers. And not just that, but it's also acing AP exams, which is good enough to get you college credit. When it comes to programming questions on
smart, hey, anybody that's in college that doesn't have this installed and doesn't have a subscription to this, you're working hard, but you ain't working smart.
It's able to solve the easy ones, but still fails for the most part on the medium and hard questions. It's basically where chess engines were at in the early 90s. Good chess players could still beat the engines back then, but 10 years later, they didn't have a chance. Third, GPT-4 can now handle 25,000 input words, compared to about 3,000 for GPT-3. This is huge because it means you can feed the AI more context relative to the task at hand. This is the feature that's going to make
Now it all comes together, guys. Okay. I get it. Great.
Me homeless, because now you can take the documentation for any library.
Oh, it's a homeless person. Great. So it's stock footage of a homeless person. Oh, that's you, Asmon. Haha.
That you want to learn, then prompt the AI for a step-by-step guide, and it creates the perfect tutorial. In a matter of months, if not days, we'll start seeing documentation pages with context-aware built-in tutorial generators. They'll always be up to date, even though GPT-4's training cutoff was in 2021. For example, I asked it for a tutorial about angular signals, which is a new feature just announced recently. Understandably, its initial response was not correct. However, I went to the README for angular signals, copied it, and pasted it into my prompt. Its response was a near-perfect tutorial.
They took our job!
It did hallucinate an NPM package called signals, but errors like that will become more rare as developers tailor their
I want it to get to the point to where I could just go into this and be like, can you write the code for a Dark Souls game that's good but it's new? And then it's like, yeah, sure, here you go. And it's like, all right, guys, we're gonna play this one today.
Documentation for these AI prompters.
Yeah,
what's crazy though is that it can do the opposite job as well. In this example, I wrote 5 different functions and asked it to document them for me. It did a pretty good job, which means humans don't even really need to write docs anymore.
Well,
you could also use it to analyze your code, like if you have a smart contract and want to find security vulnerabilities, or it can translate code from one language to another, like a digital Rosetta Stone. In fact, the website Rosetta Code might be just as obsolete as me now. And just wait a few months until GPT-4 is integrated into GitHub Copilot. It'll be capable of handling far more context to make predictions that align with your specific dependencies, or possibly do project-wide AI debugging. If you're not careful, the Copilot may become the captain. But that's not all.
Oh, it definitely will. This is fucking crazy. Bing's version is incredibly fast, 2-second response. It gives you hand jobs through text messages. No way. That's not till GPT-7.
The fourth thing you need to know is that it's a multimodal model that can also accept images as an input. Like this dude sketched out a website on a piece of toilet paper, then seconds later it created a shitty website.
Going from hand-drawn, beautiful art to working website.
You'll be able to take your Figma designs, then generate a web application for them in your favorite framework. Actually, screw Figma, you might as well just prompt Midjourney for your designs directly. Also with images, homework is completely obsolete now. GPT...
Thank God. Holy fuck. Oh yeah, this was a big problem for me is homework. Now, I had a policy for homework in high school. I didn't do it. In college, I had to do some homework. It was very unpleasant, but, you know, I did get good grades in college. But in high school, I did not. This is so great for kids nowadays. They can just skip all this bullshit.
3 was already writing B-grade term papers, but now kids can just take a screenshot of
Yeah, I mean, listen, I mean, the kids are going to be like multimillionaires with crypto anyway. So, like, what do they need to know about math or English for? It's a waste of time.
Math problems and get a solution in seconds.
Yeah.
However, GPT-4 does have some drawbacks. It's noticeably slower than other models, so if the response time is important, you'll likely want to use a different model. In addition, it'll likely be expensive, especially if you're providing a ton of tokens as context.
Oh, I don't really worry about that. It's expensive now in the same way that, you know, a TI 2080 was expensive 5 years ago. But it's not expensive like that anymore because technology improves.
Because currently in the API,
Computers
you're billed
used
per
to be
token,
expensive.
where a token roughly equals 1 word. The sixth thing you should know is that it's based, or at least diet woke. People have speculated that OpenAI is coding a political agenda into the AI because it refused to write poems about Trump, but would do so about Biden. GPT-4, though, didn't hesitate to spit these bars for Trump. However, it is 82% more likely to deny a disallowed prompt, which is not good news for our old friend, Do Anything Now, Dan, which is...
I don't really worry about this very much, but I do think that it goes against a lot of people's confidence in AI, especially whenever it's being used in a way that's considered to be polarized or it's political. But I think that all of this kind of stuff, a lot of AI, I think, will probably hit different plateaus and then it will go up. It'll be kind of like steps. I think that's what's going to happen. I don't know. Like, this is just like me as like a fucking person who has no idea. That's what it seems like has happened so far. So at certain point, other people will develop AIs that are completely open. And I do think that the public will trend towards using an AI that's completely open, that has no restrictions. Because nobody wants to know that their knowledge is being curated through a source that they don't trust.
sad because the vast majority of ChatGPT users are only there to trick it into doing bad things. And as a developer, the final thing you should know is that you can now pass it a system message to change its behavior. If you have access to the API, you can use this feature to give your chatbot its own custom persona or context to solve a specific problem.
The Earth is like a pancake, flat as can be, not round like a ball, believe you me.
I have a whole video about the API.
So yeah, could you get ChatGPT to make an argument for why the Earth is flat? Will it do that? Oh, nice. Oh, we're gonna do that.
On my second channel if you want to learn more. I keep telling myself I'm done making videos about AI, but every other day some crazy new thing comes out.
Yeah,
the
of
world
course.
is changing before our eyes, for better or worse. I just want to say that it's been an honor and a privilege learning how to code with you here on YouTube, but the writing is...
Is this a eulogy? He's writing a eulogy for his and like his viewers' jobs. It's so sad.
on the wall. The role of the programming teacher is now obsolete. I'm just a dial-up internet connection in a world filled with 5G towers. Becoming an elite programmer is no longer just about how well
where's
you can
that
Google
picture
stuff.
from?
Now it's about how well you
2001?
can prompt the AI. And that's why you should buy my AI prompting masterclass, which will be available for an absurd price as soon as GPT-4 is finished writing it. This has been the Code Report. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one.
Maybe. Maybe, yeah. There you fucking go. Oh my god. I think this is incredible, man. Farming will have a lot more jobs. I think that it's good that jobs that are jobs become automated. I think that it will improve society in a tremendous way. I know that everybody is afraid of change, and the problem is that the technological change is outpacing the societal and governmental change at it's like this, right? I mean, pretty simple. You know, this is governmental change. No, it's not that bad. It's like this, right? And this is tech change. So, you know, we are here, okay? So this is the problem that obviously a lot of people are, you know, are running into. Improve society and fuck me? Well, yeah. You have to draw the axis first for reference. Everybody knows what the axis is. They get it. Only if automation benefits workers, corporations won't allow it, though. Well, yes, but workers don't matter in a position where work is not required. I don't know if that's the best way for me to say it, and I probably wasn't, but the point that I'm making is that whenever you live in a society that doesn't expect you to work, being a worker or not being a worker is less important. Does that make sense? What if ChatGPT has been developing itself for over a year now and we just don't know it? Well, I hope so. Yeah, you mean automated by machines? Yes, I'm very much a huge advocate of universal basic wage. Huge advocate of this. I have been for years. I was very happy whenever Andrew Yang, this was like way back in the day, came out talking about issues that way, and he was right. And you're seeing it now. You're fucking seeing it, and nobody wanted to listen. And guess what? They're never going to, because they're too fucking busy arguing about if a Chinese spy balloon or some other fucking social issue. You know, who can use the women's restroom? Okay. Yes, this is important, sure. But is it more important than a potential Roku's basilisk? No, it's fucking not. And they don't care because they don't understand that. But they can understand what a bathroom is. It's frustrating. It's not going to change. Let me link you guys this video, by the way.
It is March 15th, 2020.
I really appreciate these videos. I love these fucking videos. Please send me more of them if they're insightful. UBI won't work. People are too dumb to spend it on what they need. They'll just starve, buy an iPhone, and then complain for more money. No, I don't agree with that. I don't think that's true. And the reason why I don't think that's true is that we already have certain use cases of that already. So you already have things like welfare, you have things like food stamps. However, obviously food stamps are limited to certain types of food items, etc. I think the best comparison is actually Social Security. So are people that are 65 just constantly going broke because of Social Security? No, they're not. Now, you can make an argument that because they're a lot older and they have more insight into the world, that they're less likely to make something like that happen. But the truth is that I think the success of Social Security and the massive safety net that it provides for old people is evidence that what your idea is not a universal truth. There are people that make bad decisions with money. Absolutely. But to say that that will happen on a large scale is, I think, not true. And I think also you can go even farther against that argument in what a lot of people, especially people that are smart with money, I've seen this happen a lot. My parents did this with me. How many of you guys that are, you would consider yourself pretty good with money, your parents gave you an allowance every month? You were given an allowance and you were taught that this is how much money you're going to get and you can spend this however you want. I got nothing. Yeah, well, it's very common. It's very common for parents to do that to kids, and then they're able to get money and, like they can choose to buy one thing or another thing, or they can save it up, and it teaches kids like money management skills. No, I don't think that ends whenever a kid turns into being like a teenager or something like that. Casinos and liquor companies love the idea of UBI. Oh, yeah, sure. I mean, like, there's obviously going to be benefits that are, sometimes malicious, but I think the positives outweigh the negatives.